We're back. Super Auto Pets, new weekly. First off, how many wins will NL get? 0 to 1, 2, 3. You gotta put a 3 in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, we talk a lot of crap about Netflix, but let's do it some more. I've been watching some Netflix stand-up specials lately. You know that how they have a skip intro button? They should add a second button when you watch stand-up comedy on Netflix, where you can also skip the comedian's obligatory 15-minute COVID bit at the start of every special that's come out in 2021 and 2022. I literally cannot handle it anymore. Oh my God. Every single comedy special now starts with, hey, what is it? Lockdowns, the vaccines, like it just. If you're watching this and you're a stand-up comedian that has a Netflix special coming out soon, I promise you, now would be a very good time to scrap the COVID bits you're trying to put in there. Let me be a sulking sailor, by the way. Unless it's the absolute most unbelievably trenchant observations of all time, I'm promising you, as your friend, we don't need to hear it. We lived it, man. Okay, maybe we'll do it like this for now. So, by the way, I already mentioned this. I did play a little bit in the waiting room of urgent care yesterday. What did I learn about this weekly? Very little. I would say I learned that a dog on round 3 can be very helpful. I learned that if you can get some early llamas, there's some help there. Hatching chick, very helpful. Ox, you know what? It can do some work. Duck and bird, no thank you. Bird and bird, no thank you. Come on, you know what? In a pinch, would I take a flamingus? Sure, I'll take a flamingus. If you got to, I guess. Freeze me. You can also run, I did get a 10 win with Yak Koala. But I got 5 yaks on like 3 rolls. So I don't know if like your safety's guaranteed. I do have to say this is the worst team I've ever seen in my entire life, but I will take my free victory. Thank you so much. You know what? Let's take you up a notch. Yak Lollipop, maybe? Sure. Lollipop Chainsaw, maybe? Sure. You know what? Freeze me. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship right here. Oh, we win these. Oh, we win these. Okay. We got to figure out what we're doing with that otter. The answer is nothing. What do you got for me? A chicken? Sure. I'll replace an otter with a chicken. You know what I would do following this? I think it's an acceptable time to do this. The thing is, scaling is hard to come by in this pack. This seems fantastic to me. And don't even talk to me about Emperor Tamarin. Emperor Tamarin is not functional. Don't make me laugh. Look at this. Easiest play of our life. I got a level 3 Emperor Tamarin yesterday. I think I got 2 wins total. I don't buy it just yet. Now, I am starting to think, as crazy as this might seem, I kind of like the idea of, like, you could run Rooster Ox, and there's a great benefit here, but I also kind of like our Melon Armor unit just getting 6 attack by default. Although I guess we get it 4 attack if we just have the Rooster come out first anyway. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, all right, that's pretty true. I don't think we're buying another duck, quite frankly. I don't really think we're buying another moth, but I guess here I go buying a moth again. And yeah, you know what? Okay, sell me the duck. And buy me a little kangaroo helper here. I think this can do something. Koala and leech can be nice. You're gonna make me say it. Nice for me to poop on. That joke I would like to credit to Robert Smigel as Triumph, the insult comic dog. This is licensed under the Creative Commons Protocol, CC-69420. I don't know if you guys heard this. I heard the inflation was recently estimated to be at 420.69. I don't know if you guys have heard this yet, this one. -2. Does it change your opinion of that joke if I tell you that I'm licensing it from Elon Musk, the world's richest man? That was made on his Twitter account earlier in this very year. Now it's a -4. Okay, you know what? I don't think you can do that, but that's okay. There's haters everywhere. I do think that, honestly, the blobfish is like a stealth superstar. It's an easy way to get experience. You get, first, I don't understand why, but the blobfish gives you 2/2 when you pill it instead of just 1/1. Why does this happen? Oh, because it gives 1/1 and 1 experience. For some reason, I thought it only gave the experience. Did they? They must have changed that recently. I heard they recently added more hops too, which is interesting. That's exactly what I wanted. But now, hold on. Now I can't have you at the damn front. Okay, Stegosaurus leech or Triceratops leech can kind of go off. Don't get me wrong. But we got a good thing going here. We got to think about this. It's a 3/3 buff. I'm not selling the rooster. I think you could sell the moth. And like we get good stuff out of the kangaroo here. You still can't come to the front. We'd have to do it like this. So it's a little goofy, but I'm okay with this. That's insane. So for 1 HP, you're getting a 3/3 buff fiscally for free every turn. I can live with that. I can still live with this. I'm not sweating this in the slightest. I do think our kangaroo has to hit level 2, otherwise it's not doing it for us. But I'm telling you, the ox... A lot of people would think the ox is not that valuable. I think it's good enough to be here. I think some raw stats, good enough to be here. Why don't you take this? Maybe we can get to a higher buff in the future. You know, there's a part of me that says, what if you sold the kangaroo and just replaced it with a monkey to keep your Triceratops popping? Next, I would love to get a lemon too, for sure. I would love to get a lemon. Okay, they're going to have 3 death touch, but on the bright side, I have 2 roosters. That's unfortunate. That was a really good matchup, honestly. Well done, well done. Damn chili pepper, man. Sure, I'll give you some support. I really want to see some chocolate. Lemon's great too, obviously. Lemon's great too. You know what? We'll start you here. We'll give you a lemon next time. Maybe we'll talk about the ox. Sure. Dude, honestly, the leech is kind of popping. That's unfortunate. Never mind, we're fine. Not a lot of scaling in this pack. Proceeds to get scaling. Well, you know, like everybody, for some reason, like all the Poindexters online, seem to think that the majority of Super Auto Pets is played when you have Tier 5s and Tier 6s available, which is not true. The majority is played from like round, like Tier 1 to Tier 4, where there's not a lot of scaling. I would give you this as well. I think that would be fine. And you know what? Why don't you just take a little extra attack? Why not? More like tier 3 to tier 4. When you're at tier 3 to tier 4, you still have access to tier 1s and tier 2s. You're so eager to hyper-correct, you don't even realize what the hell you're saying. Does anybody see how messed up this is? I don't get this game. You could you don't have to tell me that. I see that you bet on 1 win. I mean, come on. What'd you think was gonna... What'd you think? I sold them all? Who you got? Who you got? Rooster? I love to see it. You're so lucky you took a steak, followed by a chili pepper. I don't know, though, dude. I feel like the rooster can kind of go off on a fly here. Like, this is no problem at all. There's something wrong with me. And I mean, like, maybe that seems obvious. But what I really mean by that is I'm like a shoo-in for 10 wins on my first run of the day. And I couldn't tell you why. There's just something about, like, that first run, I'm giving 100% of my brain power to the game. Then after that, I get lost in the sauce at some point, start to talk about things that are irrelevant to the actual game itself. Hold on, I know this looks bad. But it didn't look that bad. I still think, you know, we got enough leeway. I think you try this. God, I would have loved to have seen some chocolate, man. Go ahead, take some support. I can't believe we only have a level 1 leech, too. Okay, this is... Honestly, this team is a nightmare for us. A spawning team that has death touch on everything. Like, on everything. Wait, it doesn't matter at all. We're gonna crush them. This is the easiest win I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, honestly, kind of a weird team, too. Let me get my 10 wins. Choose prediction. There's 10 of those. Dude, they should turn Super Auto Pets into a play-to-earn game. Because I would be freaking rolling in SAP token right now. Oh my god. I would have... My wallet would be stuffed to the brim. No, 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 no. Yeah, but what if they did it, but like all this stuff that people don't like, they just like didn't do that part. They only did like the good stuff. Like the part where you get rich for just doing nothing. Let me be a friendly burglar. Like, what if someone broke into your house and stole some shit that you've been meaning to donate to Value Village? Okay, buff me. Okay, okay. You're gonna buff me, go ahead and buff me. He always wins the first game, then falls off a cliff. Listen, that may be true, but that doesn't mean you should say it, okay? Value Village Pog. I actually wish I didn't mention Value Village, just for the record. Because one summer, I applied to work at Value Village. They never even called me back. And I was... You want to talk about how insulting it is? I had work experience at Goodwill. I was uniquely qualified to work at the Value Village. But they didn't even call me back. Look, when I get a job interview, or at least historically in the distant past, I tended to perform pretty well at the interview. However, I got a lot of no callbacks from situations that were embarrassing for me. I got no callback when I applied to work at Staples. Have you been to a Staples in the 2000s? Every employee has no enthusiasm whatsoever. They're just like the Walking Dead. I mean, because the company itself is probably a zombie, but Like, I've never been in a Staples and been like, oh, wow, I see why I didn't get hired. What an enthusiastic and motivated workforce. How did I, at least give me a call back or something like that. And be like, you're too bald to work here. It's Staples. Staples. I'm going to try an elephant. Knowing I could take you if I have to. Sure. I do like a salamander, but you gotta think about it. Here's what they think about you. Because if you can get elephant and then survive long enough for a triceratops to show up, or I don't know, there's probably other options I haven't considered, but could work. Aside from back to school, nobody comes into Staples except to buy printer ink. That's why I was like, I'm qualified for that job, or I was like 12 years ago at least. I will say the only time I ever end up going into a Staples is like if I need to send something via FedEx, because they all have like FedEx partnerships here. But still, they also do old people's computer repairs. That I did not know, honestly. Okay, you know what? I mean, I'm not super inspired by this team, but you got to do what you got to do. I would love some buffs. I guess I'll buy you next time. I would love some permanent buffs, maybe? Okay. I will say, not to be rude to the Staples Corporation, but like, is there a company out there that's like in a more zombie state than Staples right now? Every store is like the size of a warehouse, and there's nobody inside of it. Sears? I thought Sears was legit out of business. IKEA? Dude, IKEA is a vibrant ecosystem. They got a daycare, they got a food court with cooks and service staff, and IKEA's kind of like a party. They got a frozen food section, they got 30 cashiers. Most movie theaters, I do feel like if you go see a movie at 10 p.m., you're basically just operating on the honor system. Like when I always love how when you, if you go see a movie, like we saw The Batman and it started at like 9:45 p.m. When you leave the theater, there's like 100 people leaving and just one person standing there. What are they going to do? Like, if we wanted to start cooking our own popcorn behind the concession stand, there's nothing they could do to stop us. We could set up our own society in the damn Scotiabank Cineplex. The ticket ripper is not going to be able to impose their own rule on us. The RCMP? Okay, well, like, yeah, the RCMP would probably try to stop us. I'll give you that one. You know what? 4-stack Martys. 4-stack Martys. 4-stack Martys. Four-stack Martys? Dude, I don't want to waste my gold. I know how this looks, but I'm like, maybe I'll give the Bluebird a lollipop? 8.5 instead of a 5.8? Thoughts on Zellers? Okay, so Zellers like was a Canadian department store that had a restaurant inside of it. So as a Canadian, you're obligated to be like pro Zellers. But if I'm being completely intellectually honest, I do need to say that the last time I went to a Zellers, well, as a kid, I used to eat in the restaurant with my grandparents, and I maintained that they had like the best bacon cheeseburger I've ever had in my entire life. But I was also like a little kid. What do I know about bacon cheeseburgers or anything at all, really? Zeller's did have a restaurant. Go Google, like, Zeller's restaurant. You'll be ashamed of your words and your deeds. My Zellers didn't? Well, like, honestly, not to be rude, but, like, don't care, didn't ask. Plus, you probably weren't born in the damn 90s. You're probably not a 90s kid. Okay. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. You're gone. You're here. You're here. Is this going to work? I'd be surprised, but we should give it a try at least. I don't think we need that level 2 ox. I swear to you, I lived next to a Zellers. It did not. Okay, there might... Did you live next to a Zellers in 1996? Because I'm telling you, we were going to the damn Zellers restaurant in 1996. And it was a party. Zellers at Metrotown didn't have a restaurant? Yeah, because Metrotown was built in like fucking 2003 or something, where the Zellers Corporation was already ahead of their liquidation. The last time I went to a Zellers, it inspired a tweet for me that was a long time, like, I don't know, close to 10 years ago now. But I remember I went to a Zellers. I'd been coming to this Zellers for 20 years, something like that. I realized there's no cashiers. It's all self-checkout. But every self-checkout was staffed by one cashier. And I said to myself, this business is going bye-bye. That is no way to run opera. That just doesn't make any damn sense. Because it's basically just a slower, normal checkout. Like you're like training your replacements in how to use the self-checkout. Anyway, I will also say, in terms of Canadian department stores, did anyone here ever go to the San? Now that's something everyone can enjoy. Oh, how delightful. Maybe. So the San, it was spelled S-A-A-N. It was like, imagine if Walmart was like a dollar store. It was kind of like that. I'm gonna live. And it also had a restaurant inside of it, which was crazy. I would always get a grilled chicken sandwich there, even as a little boy. I want to see a Triceratops or some chocolate. Okay, you know what? We'll go harder on the elephant. Salsa on my balls, boys. One of the many things I've been saying. My whole squad is like dead. Hold on, we still win this? Dude, the crow's too expensive. That's, people said I skipped it. I didn't really skip it. It's just, it's so expensive as a means of getting chocolate out there when we can just generate freaking chocolate ourselves so easily. It worked. Honestly, that's the most believer Triceratops I've ever seen in my life. I don't think we need this. We don't need a 5th unit yet. We could replace our ox with something better. I mean, honestly, our elephant getting stacked would be nice. I don't see it. I was kind of hoping we would get like a monkey. I think you should go up. Well, I don't know though, because no. Because I want you to inherit as much of the stats as possible. I don't mind. Because the Triceratops can also feed some of the stats forward, which is modestly helpful. There's some modesty there. It's modestly helpful. Oh my god. Oh, you're incredible. You're the best to ever do it. Just kidding. We win easily. What about an ostrich instead of an ox? Pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting idea. I think you need some lemon. Ostrich instead of an ox. I could see it. I don't see Hammerhead instead of Ox. I'm a big believer in what we've had done for us so far with the with that melon armor. We could get better, but it's got to be like the right thing. Honestly, I'm kind of looking at this little combo right here and feeling good about myself. Now, I don't think this is going to be that useful, but let's give it a try. Sell Ox, use the extra space for more tier 1s. And there's something to that. Holy cow. You have Death Touch? Holy... No! We draw. That's fine. We draw. Sell me. Buy me. Buy me. Roll me. Want to see tier 1s, please? No tier 1s. I'm upset. No tier 1s. Well, there is one tier 1, to be fair. Well, desync error. No, it's fine. You're good. Okay, I would just go ahead and say that that turn was pretty much pure ass. But we can get a level 2 dragon if we survive through this one. That's not looking so great. I would say I'm pessimistic about our chances there. It's not like the Ox was keeping us in this one. It's just a better team. Okay, 7 wins. 7 wins. The desync didn't eat the dragon. It put it up in the... It combined it with the other dragon, which is what we wanted because we had a llama anyway. Okay, that was a fine run. Honestly, things went bad at the start. I don't even like a moth. I would prefer to not run a moth. Desync error. Let me be an unknown beam. My hot take right now is that I think Pig is kind of good in this pack, at least early. I think Mosquito's pretty good. Mosquito makes for a good pineapple receptor later. I think Otter's always pretty pog. Like, Pig early will always 1-for-1. There's not a lot of animals in the... Well, I mean, that's like a plus and a minus, right? Because it could also 1-for-1 with a bee. But the guaranteed 1-for-1 is nice. What about a mosquito? Okay, yeah, the 1 in 5 chance that a mosquito hits it exists. How about you probably got a 1 in 5 chance to get, like, struck by lightning today or something? Now, this is fool's gold. You would say rabbit. Oh, so smart, rabbit. I'm telling you, there's no foods you'll want to buy until you get, like, to tier 5 and tier 6. It's horrible. Later, yeah, rabbit and ice cream. All we got to do is figure out how we're going to live for 27 more turns until ice cream shows up. So if a rabbit shows up much later and we got space, then maybe. But for now, it makes no sense. Pear, though, there's a tier 4, dude. We got a long way to go. I'm telling you, it's all ass foods up to this point. If they had salads, apples, I would be all in. But right now, the foods are just ass, honestly. Okay, we should have bought the yak last time, but now that there's 2 of them, I'm all in. We'll find a way to make it work. There are salads. There's not salads. You'll see the error of your ways. Pill is a food? Okay, I hope you're memeing. Okay? Because when you pill something, it getting 1 HP is not necessarily that as much of a boon as you might think it is. Because it's fucking dead. Now, this is the gimme. You got a koala. You got a yak. We want to maximize the koalas. We want more koalas. I'm going to add you against my better judgment. I love it. I love it. Okay. This yak is going to start the pop. He's not there yet, but he's going to start the pop. Am I going to get beaten up as a 25-year-old developer for wearing your merch? It seems like more of a question. I would say it's based on where you live. Do you live in the Octagon? Like in the UFC? Do you live in Alberta? Because I've talked some shit about Alberta and Minnesota. There's some truth to that. Yak? I don't know why I said it like that. Yak? Okay, this team obviously has some problems, but I got hopes. I don't think so. I mean, I think if you're a developer, like the only thing you would get beaten up for wearing on a shirt is like a shirt that said like, oh, my favorite operating system is Windows ME. This is huge. 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 Stop trying to get me to buy the armadillo, Gretchen Wieners. I will not buy the armadillo. You know what? Actually, believe it or not, I'm going to buy the armadillo. And the reason I'm going to buy it is because I think we have to sell the pig anyway. Let's just at least... I don't think you're going to do anything for us, but let's at least put you out there. My God, 2 triggers? It must be my birthday. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep. I think I'm getting my ass beat, quite frankly. I think you gotta go. Let's run a deer. Sure, another deer. You know what? I'm lollipopping your ass. I mean, I still think this team's not that bad. Did you see Dan beat Melania today? Incredible bait. Incredible bait. I didn't even... Was Dan even live today? I thought his Wi-Fi was out. No, he's off today. He did it off cam. I'm going sicko mode. I'm going to sell my second best unit. Buy a blobfish. Pill a blobfish. Level up my deer. Add a crocodile to the... How interesting. A crocodile. Why not sell the armadillo? Dude, he's so close to popping off. He's definitely... He's going to the moon. You just gotta... Some of you have no vision. That's your problem. Okay, more of this, please. You know what? You're right. This doesn't have to be here anymore. We could run a Falcon instead and pivot this into a psychotic sniping team. I'm going to give you one of those. I do think a skunk could work as well if it had to. Pill the armadillo. I'm just going to be honest with you. The thought didn't even enter my mind. That's a good piece of intel. I never thought about pilling an armadillo. I don't think this team is as hip as you think it is. Y'all are like Wanda. No vision. I haven't seen the show, but the show is called WandaVision. So I'm pretty sure she does have vision. Otherwise, the title of the show wouldn't make much sense, would it? We've wounded the seal. That's something. It's nothing. We're dead. Dude, we got the 6 though. That's kind of impressive, given how horribly it started. Can I also tell you? I forgot to mention this. While this can work. So when we were at our in-laws' place this weekend. Be a frozen finger. We played Pictionary. And it was, honestly, it reminded me of the NLSS days. Because, like, there's, basically, my nieces Googled, like, Pictionary word list. So then they got a matrix, like a 3 by 100 grid of Pictionary words. So whenever they drew, they would go convene and they'd be like, do you want to do this one? No, 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 this one? No, 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 no. This is, no, we can't do that one. That one's too easy. And all the words are like banana, apple, smile, sun. Like they were little kid Pictionary words, right? So it took them 5 minutes to decide on a word. You're not going to believe this is true, but I swear to you it is. My niece comes over to the piece of paper. She draws like half a line and then says, elephant. Oh! And then she has just said the word out loud that they just spent 5 minutes trying to decide on. And then, like, one of our in-laws' friends was there, and he was losing his mind. He was like, here. And then he Googled, like, Pictionary word generator. And he's like, instead of arguing about what word to use, you just press a button, and then the word pops up. And then, so anyway, we played, like, 5 rounds of Pictionary like that. It was a better solution, by the way. It was a much better solution. We're on the tiebreaker round. It's me against a 6-year-old girl. The word is skateboard. I lost. I do have to say, it stung a little bit, but I spent like, I was like wandering through the streets of downtown Everett, Washington, like begging for the location. Like I was showing Kate the drawings because she was with our daughter at the time. I was like, which one of these drawings looks more like a skateboard? And she pointed to the 6-year-olds. And I was like, are you crazy? She's like, why does yours have like it has like lips on the end of the skateboard? And I'm like, that's where you kick when you want to do an ollie or a nollie. Hers was just like straight across 2 wheels. Mine was what an actual skateboard looks like. Anyway, I'm not sore about it or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, allegedly. Combine me? I'm going to say give me a beaver, man. It doesn't matter. I let her win anyway. That's why I went to the hospital yesterday. Yes, they were like, any symptoms? And I was like, I lost to a 6-year-old in Pictionary. They were like, what's the word? And I was like, skateboard. They were like, oh, shit. They were like, oh, shit. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up! Okay, okay. Here's the plan for the mid-game. You always need a plan in Super Auto Pets, okay? Our plan is level 2 mosquito. You put a pineapple on the mosquito. And then you almost kill 2 enemies every time. And then you lose to them even though they only had half their HP remaining. Was that meant to be Superman? No, it was meant to be Goldfinger. Come on. Okay, if I must. Have you been to Bellingham? I don't speak about Bellingham. I have a problem with Bellingham because the defining element of a Bellinghamian's personality, as far as I can tell from their posts on the internet, is just being mad at Canadian drivers for providing their town with much-needed tourism revenue. Bellingham's kind of cheeks. You know, honestly, I kind of thought that I liked Bellingham. I kind of thought it was like a cool little town with a convenient airport. Then I realized they fucking hate me. And now I drive past it every single time. Oh, you're pineapple blind? That's pretty true. You know what? That's pretty true. You know what? That's pretty true. It's because Canadians come down and buy all our milk for some reason. Why don't you stock more milk? You're the most capitalist utopia on the planet. We can't buy enough milk to keep it in the stores. You're America. What the fuck are you talking about? You make all the milk and you run all the businesses. It doesn't make any sense. Have you read The Grapes of Wrath? They're pouring out like metric tons of milk all the time. I've in my entire life, I've never heard of anybody in the United States of America being like, it's too hard to buy milk. Everybody at the grocery store has like 8 pints of it in their cart at all times. It's crazy. Okay, by the way, we're going to get 1 win, I think. I don't even need this. That's too much. I think we're on our way to 1 win. Help. Yep, I don't... Well, you know what? Yep, okay, you got me. 1 win? Oh, no. 50x payout, man. For the 0 to 1 wins. I just know why Bellingham is like... I feel like Andy Bernard anytime I read r/Bellingham. Well, I'm sorry that I burdened you with my friendship and my tourism dollars. Sorry I came to your town that has like 2 stoplights in the downtown core and bought some products that look interesting. I forgot these ones are only available for true Bellinghamites. You seem really hung up on Bellingham? My brother in Christ, they asked. They said, you ever been to Bellingham? I've been. I've flown my ass out of there. Hold on. You'd be a naughty astronaut. Best part of Bellingham is when you're leaving the Bellingham airport and the wheels of your Spirit or Allegiant Airlines Embraer jet finally stop touching the runway, so you've officially separated fully with that cursed town. You can finally say you're above Bellingham, not only spiritually, but literally physically as well. I've decided we're not going to invest any further in the pig. I will take an otter. That doesn't bother. And then I'll combine you, and then I'll add one of these as well. Why do you hate Bellingham? I actually don't hate Bellingham. I would be completely okay with Bellingham, as I am with many of the small towns in the northwestern part of Washington, if they just stopped complaining so much about Canadians going to their damn city. How does a town with 2 stoplights have a subreddit? Because the Bellingham airport and its proximity to the Canadian border has given it a disproportionate impact culturally versus its position on the map and the amount of people that actually create a life there. And then it's just like r/antinatalism. They're like, oh, my town's successful. Now I got to go to 2 grocery stores to buy milk. Oh, my parents loved each other. Now I got to pay taxes. Does Bellingham have a theme song? Okay, hold on. Bellingham, Washington. I do want to see what their civic motto is. Let's see. Population, 80,000. Pathetic. 12th biggest city in Washington. That's okay. There's only 50 states. What is that? 366th biggest city in America. That's cute. Okay, you got a civic motto. I do kind of like the Bellingham flag. I don't know how to describe it. But it looks like a water hazard on a golf course. It has no civic motto. Let's look at its history. Let's not. Oh, this is where Western Washington University is. Every time I drive into Washington, they're like, "Where's there's Western Washington University here?" Okay, hold on. Kangaroo, I don't think so. Flamingo, temporarily, and freeze this because there's no good food anyway. You know what? I should have taken a yak with a koala. I'm willing to bet that we'll get one showing up. Forget the mosquito. There's our yak. Get it popping. I can live with that. It's a good school source, just trust me. I'm not going to go off on Western Washington University just because I've never heard of it. Real voice. Bro, you don't even know... Do you know what your voice goes through and how ragged your vocal cords get when you've woken up 2 times a night plus for the last 2 weeks to go have diarrhea? Like, I'm barely hanging in here as is. Meanwhile, anytime I have to cough, people go, real voice, real voice. And I make a tweet that's like, I'm at the hospital right now. People are like, good luck with your poop, brother. What the hell's wrong with you? Get some manners, dude. It's insanity. And then the people, there's nobody that's just well-meaning. That's like, you know, hey, wishing you the best of luck. Everybody's like, oh, wishing you the best of luck. By the way, I'm pretty sure that you have something called spider flu. Hey, have you consumed any tannins recently? Yeah, every time I consume tannins, I get similar symptoms to you. Oh, really? Anytime you drink wine, you have diarrhea for 2 weeks straight? Somebody should tell Paul Giamatti. Okay, give me one of these. I literally wrote, get well soon. Okay, fine. There's probably several. But when Markiplier's in the hospital, people are like, is our king okay? When I'm in the hospital, complete strangers are like, hope your ass doesn't explode. Sniping team. Genius. I remember when Kate and I were in Korea for the Olympics, I've told this story before, but there was a thunderstorm, and on Twitter, the top trending topic was like, BTS stay safe. Oh my God, just saw the weather reports out of Korea. Army, stay safe out there. It's a damn thunderstorm. Oh, I hope our oppas are okay right now. It's just rain and like lightning. You just got to stay inside. I'm literally at risk of like medical dehydration. And people are like, if you know, considered holding your poop in, lol, Byron. Yeah, where's my NL stay safe hashtag? I don't really want that now that I think about it, but like, you know, it would have been nice yesterday. I'm an East Coaster here. Why are people on the West Coast so weird about thunderstorms? Dude, I say it all the time. It's so funny to me. They don't get them that often. So I think, I mean, that's your genuine reason right there. You know, in North America, or it's not in North America, sorry. Like in Vancouver, we might get like 1 thunderstorm a year, and people go ape shit. People are like, oh my God, there's thunder on the weather forecast tomorrow. What do we do? And you're like, well, you just fucking like stay inside. And then the r/Vancouver pops off. Like, it would be like, did anyone hear that? Did anyone just hear a low rumbling sound over the downtown core? Holy shit. Did anybody else see an incredibly bright flash of light that appeared to come down from the sky to the ground? What was that? I gotta think about this one. You gotta go. You gotta level. You gotta go. You gotta get sold. You gotta go. You need some of this. Dude, you need some more HP. It's like the inverse reaction to Midwestern earthquakes. You know what? That is pretty fair. You almost critted me. You almost critted me for 1. Or for 2, I should say. Like, anytime there's like a 3.7 earthquake in my hometown, or like, you know, 200 kilometers away from my hometown, everybody is like, holy shit. We almost died today. I will say, though, and this is more like, maybe this means we're due, which has me a little scared. But I've only been through 1 earthquake in Vancouver, and it was, I was making a ham sandwich in the kitchen, and then Kate came in and said, holy cow, did you feel that? And I said, no, I'm just making a sandwich. And then she said, we just had an earthquake. And I said, get the fuck out of here. We have an earthquake. What the fuck? And then Twitter was like, I'm at the earthquake. I'm at the earthquake. Where y'all at? Y'all just feel that earthquake? Yo, earthquake gang 2017 or whenever it was. Anyway. So I missed that one. I did, you know what? You gotta go, man. You mess with the fro, you gotta go. I do love a skunk. I gotta think about this. I do love a skunk. I did live through some earthquakes in Korea. I lived through, well, I mean, not serious ones, but, you know, serious enough that... I mean, there's basically, like, a couple of ways that, like, an earthquake can go down. I'm blessed to have not experienced any, like, you know, truly nightmarish ones. Don't crit me. It didn't matter at all. Some of them, they're just kind of like, whoa, and you're like, okay, no big deal. Then some of them go like, whoa, and that's where that one in Korea went like that. And the thing that's scary in the moment is, at first you're like, whoa, earthquake. And then after like 7 seconds, you're like, oh, this one doesn't appear to be stopping anytime soon. And then thankfully, right after that, it went, which was nice for me because I didn't want to die. But it's not like you get like a projection of the length of the earthquake, right? Like, you just kind of, you're just riding it out. 5, this is better than 5 wins. It is. It genuinely it genuinely is. Especially with this new psychotic order we've got going on here. How cool would it be to have like an hour-long small earthquake? Not cool at all. It sounds very disruptive to my day. Seems like it would make getting around very annoying. Wouldn't want to be swimming as it was going on. Okay, hold on. This is actually... There's something to this, man. I should have saved the scorpion. That's my bad. I think we're going to set up our shop for next time. We're going to hope that we win. We're going to set up our shop for next time. And I know right now you're probably looking at this and you're going... It's not worth freezing the whole shop for the ostrich. I promise you, usually it is. Please? Please? It can be done. 2 of these bad boys. I knew it! 7. Okay, this team is obviously idiotic. Both of you... basically not only should go, but kind of have to go, but we'll start with you. And then we'll add you, and then we'll add you, because a level 2 ostrich would be insane right now. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. Not interested. It's unfortunate, but it's still, it's a 4/4 buff is something. Is something. Why keep the chick? I don't know. I don't want to sell out my whole squad, like, on the same turn every time. It seems like it's a recipe for a little bit of despair. How are you going to get an ostrich to level 2 with 4 things frozen? I don't know, like, chocolate in the shop, I guess? Is that the answer you're looking for, or do you just want me to pretend that you're right despite your intellectual dishonesty? Everybody take a little more support here. He will never one-up the deer? You can't one-up the deer in position 1. Have you ever been here before? You can't one-up the deer in position 1 because then the second deer doesn't spawn. It only spawns the bus. You don't have the space for it. Just move it back then? Then my whole squad gets fucked up! Anyway, we got 8. They said and move it back? That's a whole lot of work to make your team worse. I can't believe 8 squad won there, dude. Things were looking a little rough.